back again. Thanks for taking a look. Right, so when we get off the floor and up to a standing position, probably 100 muscles to do that. 100 muscles just to get from the ground up. Probably not as many as you get from up down to the ground because you've got the resistance of gravity. But nonetheless, that's a lot of effort to get up, which is why it's a good thing that we do it, build strength. And why when we age, when we get older, we find it difficult to do if we don't do it on a regular basis, which is why sun salutations are great to have as a foundation in your yoga practice, in any yoga practice, because that's essentially what we're doing. So this is unapologetically a practice with lots of sun salutations in it. Okay, there might be some hip openers, but mostly sun salutations. But it's not going to be that repetitive, the sun salutation sequence you get with a lot of some yoga practices. Choosing words very carefully, don't want to alienate the yogis out there, but a little bit of variety, and bring some variety into your yoga. Absolutely, it's your yoga, do whatever you want. Don't have to be prescribed, don't have to be dogmatic, forget all that nonsense. It's moving the body. Anyway, before I get into the soapbox, just adjust my tie. I'm going to start standing. I'm going to give you a couple of nice standing, not necessarily warm-ups, but movements to get the body engaged. Okay, so starting at the top of that, or in fact, anywhere you want really, bring your feet hip width apart. First thing is lift up onto your toes, broaden through your toes to really get a good grip of the mat with your toes, and rock forwards and backwards on your toes just to wake up through the arches, through soleus, through the gastroc muscles, through the soles of the feet. It does get a bit deeper than this. Okay, this is just the start. Okay, so this chair sequence is going to just show you. It starts with our feet hip width apart, bending the knees, inhale the hands up nice and high into chair. Exhale, float the hands down onto your shins with the breath in, a half lift, leaning forwards on the front of the feet. Okay, bend the knees, drop the band down into the chair, sweep the arms all the way around and up. Keep the movement going as you straighten the legs, come into mountain, palms come together, draw your core in, reach up and arch back, and then bend the knees, draw the arms down, round, up, back into chair, breath in here, exhale down, half lift. And then bend the knees, draw the arms around and up, straighten up, palms come together, and the back bend. So the back bend is pull the core in. We're going to find mountain position, drawing the arms up, and then reaching up and arching up and backwards. As you draw the core in, this will support your lumbar spine. So you're not going to pinch in the lumbar spine. And arch the arms back, not a deep back bend, just gently tracking the arms back. When you bend the knees, draw the arms forwards then as the knees bend, and then all the way around as we rotate through the shoulders, okay? And then draw the arms up in front of you for chair as the bum comes down. Breath in here, exhale down, hands onto your shins. And with a breath in, a half lift. Lean forward so you get that vertical movement into the legs. You'll feel it at the back of the hamstrings, at the top of the hamstrings. Okay, bend the knees, breath out, draw the arms around again as you rotate through the shoulders and up into chair. At the same time, straightening the legs, palms come together, reach up and arch back. Bend the knees, breath out, draw the arms down and up into chair, breath in here. Exhale down onto your shins. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands down, and then draw the arms all the way around. Inhale, lifting up, palms come together, and then pull the core in and maybe an exhale as you arc back. Okay, bend the knees, round and up. Exhale, down. Inhale, half lift, come forwards a little bit. Exhale, bend the knees, drop the bum down. Inhale the arms out to the side and up into chair. Straighten the legs up. exhale, back bend. Full body workout, really is, particularly when you're going into that gentle back bend, pulling your core in and down. Another one is really nice, again, thinking about core here. When I say pull the belly button in, it's all the way around. Inhale the hands up above you. Okay, exhaling, stepping the toe back, so left toe back, and come back down. I meant exhale, step the toe back, hands up. Inhale down, exhale, toe back, arms up, inhale down. So the reason we exhale, normally in yoga when we lift the arms up, that's an inhale, but the reason we do this in exhale is because we can pull our core in. When we pull our core in, our diaphragm can't go down, can't inhale properly. So we use the costal muscles. And the reason we want to pull the core in is this will stabilize the pelvis. The leg is going into extension. So if you tighten your hip flexors, that's going to maybe pull the pelvis. It's going to pull the pelvis almost forwards that way as the leg goes in extension. So what we do is we pull our tummy button in, which pulls the pelvis backwards. What we want to do, the net effect, is have the pelvis nice and neutral. Okay, so exhale, inhale down. You maybe can't see my pelvis, but as I pull my core in, lift the hands up, pelvis stays neutral. It's a really powerful movement. A lot going on here. Really forcing the core tight as you draw the arms up. Okay, and then just to finish off with the warm up is a nice twist. Inhale the hands up this time. On the exhale, keeping the pelvis pointing forwards, draw the arms out to the side. Inhale up, turn to the front. Exhale, turn to the side as you draw the arms forwards and backwards. Keeping the pelvis pointing forward, so the rotation is coming through the thoracic spine. A little bit in the lumbar, not too much. Okay, just going nice and gently with the breath. Inhaling up, exhaling, twist. Get into a nice rhythm with this, being familiar with that stability of your pelvis, nice and rock solid, keeping your core again engaged. Really, really good core strength. If you haven't got it and you build these movements into your warm-ups, or even between the sun salutations, you will build up very good functional stability around your core. Okay, so we're going to go straight into some sun salutations now. So come to the top of your mat, feet hip width apart, and soften the knees with a breath in. Draw the arms out and up. With a breath out, float the hands down onto your shins. Bum goes back. With a breath in, weight comes forwards onto the front of the feet, lifting the sit bones up, finding that half lift. Remember, legs vertical, tension in the hamstrings. Breath out, bend the knees, get the hands planted on the floor. First one, walking the feet to the back of the mat, pausing the breath momentarily, inhaling through to plank, leveling out the body here, even pressure through both hands, fingers quite wide. Okay, feel that good grounded 4 points of contact, taking as many breaths as you like here, as many breaths as you like. Okay, we're going to move on. Breath in. As you exhale, drop onto your knees, chest chin to the floor, elbows tuck into the ribs, tops of the feet on the floor. Breath in, chest peels away, pressure into the mat with hands, just gentle, but let the glutes release, let the spine release with gravity hanging out of the shoulder girdle down towards your sacrum. Breath in, exhale to the floor. This time, breath in up onto tabletop, tuck the toes in, sit the bum back. Head comes between the arms, push into the mat with the toes as you straighten through the bottom part of the body, find downward dog, and pedal the legs out here. First one, just to forward that moment to stretch out through your legs. And then lift your heels up, bend your knees, push into the toe knuckles, and then straighten the legs, send the heels down. Lift your head up, look up between the hands, looking where we're going, bending the knees on your toes, walk slowly to the top of the mat. Come to a bent knee forward bend. Bum goes back, pull your core in, sweep the arms out to the side and up through chair. As you find chair, then straighten the legs, pull the tummy button in and arc back, a little bit of a back bend. And we go again. Bend the knees, float the hands down onto your shins. With a half lift, weight comes forwards onto front of the feet. With a breath out, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Pause the breath, walk the feet to the back of the mat. Inhale through to plank. Okay, take a couple of breaths here. Core engaged. Think about alignment, grounding, and breath nice and steady. Breath in, exhale onto knees, chest, chin to the floor, tops of the feet on the floor. Elbows tuck into the ribs. Inhale, chest away, looking down at the floor. Soften your spine. Exhale to the floor. Option here, push up into plank or push into downward dog. Push into plank, nice and strong through your arms. Look down at the floor. Breath in here. On the exhale, hips high, heels down, downward dog. Take a breath here. Thinking about alignment again, so chest towards the floor, even pressure through both feet, even pressure through your hands. Hold the surface area of the hands. Hips high, sit bones going backwards. Feel some tension in the back of the body. Lift the head up, look up between the hands, bend the knees, walk to the top of the mat. Okay, drop the bum down, pull the belly button in. Inhale the arms out to the side and up through chair. And then straighten up. Palms come together, pull the core in, and then arc the arms back to a back bend. This time, straight leg forward bend. Okay, keeping the legs straight, diving down, arms out nice and wide, come forwards, pivoting at your hips. Hands come down for a half lift here. Weight comes onto the front of the feet. Breath in here. Exhale, hands to the floor. Walking all the way back again to plank. Inhaling through to plank. So this time we're going to go to side plank. So roll onto the outer edge of your right foot. Stack your ankles or put one foot in front of the other. Weight goes down into your right hand. Find that stability as you lift your left hand up. Down at the floor. Bring the hand to the floor and roll onto the other side, outer edge of your left foot. Weight goes down to your left hand. Lift the right hand up. Finding that stability, that strength, that balance. Down at the floor, right hand to the floor, find plank, maybe a half plank, knees, chest, chin. Tops of the feet on the floor, draw the chest away into cobra. Breath out to the floor. Tuck the toes in, push up into plank. And then hips high, heels down. Downward dog. Inhale your left leg as high as you can, three-legged dog. Bend the knee, take the knee out to the side. This is a hip opener now. Scorpion pose. Options here. You can drop your right forearm to the floor and then lift that knee up even higher. Really get some good rotation in that hip. Taking a couple of breaths here. Or you can breathe in here and then on the exhale, bring the knee across to the opposite elbow, using your core strength here. And then breath in, lift up again, three-legged dog, going for height. And then breath out, that foot to the floor. Go on the other side, breath in, the other leg comes up, bending the knee, taking the knee out, externally rotating the hip. If you want, you can drop that opposite forearm, give you better grounding, take the pressure off the wrist to lift that knee even higher. Or breath in, and then exhale, come across to the opposite elbow. And then breath in, lift up, three-legged dog, going for height. Breath out to the floor. Cut between the hands, bend the knees on your toes, walk to the top of the mat. Drop the bum, pull the belly button in, rolling the shoulders around into chair. Pull the belly button in, lift up, palms come together, locking backwards for that back pain. And diving down to the floor. Let's keep going. Hands onto your shins. With a breath in, a half lift. Breath out, bend the knees, hands to the floor. This time, stepping the right foot to the back of the mat. Lean into the right hand and the left hand. Bring the chest forwards as you lengthen through the whole of the body here. So what's happening here is the hip flexors getting a really glorious stretch as we draw the chest forwards. Stay here, a couple of breaths. And then dropping that right knee to the floor. Push up into the front foot, pull your core in, Inhale the hands up, crescent lunge here. As you exhale, lean into the lunge. You're feeling a sensation of tension in your body. Breath in here. Exhale, float the hands to the floor. Lift that knee off of the mat. Step back, downward dog. Inhale through the plank. Exhale to half plank if it's there, or knees, chest, chin. And then maybe the tops of the feet come on the floor, and then draw the chest forwards, ground the knees into a high cobra. Exhale to the floor. Tuck the toes in, push up onto your knees or push into plank. And the hips high, heels down. Look up between the hands, bend the knees and walk to the top of your mat. Working those 100 muscles again, coming all the way back up to standing, draw the arms all the way around and up and forwards, pull the core in, squeeze your glutes into chair, straighten the legs, palms come together, core in, arc back. Swan dive down with straight legs. Forward fold, hands onto your shins. Breath in for a half lift. Breath out, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Step the left foot to the back of the mat. And then come forwards in this really nice hip flexor lengthening. Bringing the chest forwards, looking forwards, feeling that tension in the front of your left hip. Dropping the left knee to the floor, top of the left foot on the floor. Push into the mat with your front leg. As you come upright, draw your core in. Inhale, palms up, crescent lunge here as you lean in, keeping your core engaged here. Looking forward, softening your shoulders. Breath in and exhale, hands down to the floor. Tucking the toes in, lift that back knee off of the mat. Okay, we're going to step back into a downward dog. And inhale through to plank. Exhale to half plank. And again, you can go knees, chest, chin here, or you can roll onto the front of the feet. Draw the chest forward and through, shoulders back. Maybe the knees off the mat into an upward dog. So drawing the shoulders back, looking straight down in front of you. Soften your glutes, soften your spine. You can drop onto your knees here and lift into tabletop. You can use your core strength to gently lift your hips high, heels down, downward dog. Hands, bend the knees. And come onto your toes with knees bent. Feel that springiness, okay? A little bit of springiness here to allow us to spring. Use our toes for a little springy jump. As the feet come to the top of the mat, drop the bum down, draw the core in. Draw the arms out nice and wide around, pulling the core in, squeezing the glutes. And all the way up, inhaling, pulling the core in, exhaling into a back bend. And release. Okay, so that's quite a nice couple of variations of sun salutations to build strength. Strength in the core, strength in the shoulders, strength in pretty much everywhere. Okay, we'll carry on. So feet hip width apart. You're forwards with a breath in, lift the hands up. And breath out down into chair. Stay here as you look up between the hands and you drop your bum down and you fire up your quads and you bring your core in, squeezing your glutes. Breath in and exhale the hands down onto your shins with a breath in. Half. Breath out, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Walk the feet to the back of the mat. Downward dog. Inhale through the plank. Breath in here. You can stay in plank for a few breaths, or on an exhale, you can bring your left knee towards your left elbow. Inhale it back, keeping the whole body still stationary as you do that. Exhale, right knee to right elbow. Inhale back. Go again. Left knee, left elbow. Whole body is still as you do this. Just moving through the hip. Exhaling, moving. Come all the way back. Okay, breath in. Exhale, half plank. Or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, high cobra, upward dog, or low cobra. Okay, take a couple of breaths here. You can drop onto your knees into tabletop and then lift into downward dog. We can use your core strength here to lift hips high, roll, step over the toes, downward dog. Inhale the left leg nice and high, three-legged dog. As you exhale, bring that left knee forwards to your chest. So come up onto the toes of the right foot. Just squeeze in, really working those toe knuckles. Inhale, lift up, three-legged dog. Exhale, that foot to the floor. Inhale, the other leg up nice and high. And on the exhale, the knee to chest, but coming up onto the toes, that back foot. Squeeze in through. Inhale, lift up, three-legged dog. And down. Okay, look up between the hands, bend the knees, little springy step, or walk to the top of the mat. You don't have to do these things, but they're good fun. Finding that jump forwards, dropping the bum down, drawing the arms out to the side. Inhaling up into chair, drawing your core in. Then slowly, slowly, slowly straighten up. And then palms come together for a back bend, keeping your core pulled in. Exhale, diving down, straight leg forward bend, hands to your shins. Inhale for a half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Walk the feet to the back of the mat into plank. Inhale through plank. This time we're going to exhale to the floor, all the way down. And inhale to locust. So taking the arms down the side of the body, pointing the toes, looking down and breathing. And release, hands on the side of the ribs, push up onto your knees. Counter in child as you sit the hips back, keep the hands glued, grounded, draw the hips backwards, find space in your spine. Cup between the hands, come up onto your knees. Step the left foot to the top of the mat. Tucking the right toes in, lift the right knee off the mat. Heavily press down into that left foot as you drive your body up into a lunge position. Okay, what we're doing here, we're going to try and keep or trying to maintain good strength here. So upright through your axial body, that's from the tailbone to the top of the head, that's the axial body. Your left knee points over your toes. You're lifting through that back right knee and pushing back into the heel. Okay, trying to get this front thigh almost level, but don't worry too much if you're not there yet. Drawing your core in, lift the hands up, high lunge, looking straight forwards. You can take the arms out wider if you prefer. And take some breath here. Just feel the intensity of this posture. This is super good for your knees. Really, really good. Can't emphasize enough how good this is for your knees. Just checking that your left knee is pointing forwards. Don't have to move here. You can do some lunge dips if you want, but this is already more than enough. Bring your hands to your chest. Weight goes down into that front foot, and we take a balance on that left foot, lifting the right foot up, pointing the toes. Stay here. Release your hands to the floor and then floating out to the back of the mat. Push into the mat with the hands. Step the left leg all the way back up, three-legged dog. And exhale that foot to the floor. Inhale, the right leg up, three-legged dog. If you can, step that right foot forward between the hands. Now, if you come up onto your toes, as you bring that knee into the chest like we've just done, you might create enough space to get that right foot forward. Otherwise, you can drop the left knee, step the foot forward and bring the left knee off of the floor. But find this low lunge position, push heavily into your right foot. Try to keep already your knee in flexion, 90-degree flexion, and checking that your right knee points over your toes as you lift up. Lifting the back knee of your left leg up, pushing into the heel. Axial body comes vertical, lift the hands up, draw your core in, just to tighten through your pelvis, lock everything solid here. Makes it easier to hold, to build endurance in this posture, and draw the arms up. Again, doesn't matter if that front thigh isn't horizontal, just go with what you've got. If you find the balance a challenge, move the feet slightly wider apart. Okay, this will increase or help with the balance. Keep your core pulled in, shoulders soft. Feeling really strong in this posture. And dropping in where you can. Bring your hands to your chest. Weight comes down onto that front foot. Transition of that weight as you lean into that right foot. Lift the left leg off of the mat. Find the balance and stay here. And breathe. Release your hands to the floor. And then float in that left foot to the back of the mat. Push into the mat with both hands. Step all the way back up, three-legged dog. And come back down. Inhale through to plank. Exhale, half plank or knees, chest, chin. Inhale, upward dog or high cobra or cobra. Exhale, downward dog or tabletop downward dog. Cut between the hands, bend the knees, walk to the top of the mat. Or if you're there, little float, step, jump. Okay, this time we're going to look down at the floor, bend the knees, drop the bum, bend knee forward, bend. Grab and hold with both hands of your left calf. Slowly push into the mat with your right foot and draw your left foot off of the floor, bringing your hands up onto your knee for standing start. Okay. Taking your left hand behind you, holding onto that knee with your right hand. Find the balance, find the twist. Okay. Standing start, both hands up, looking forwards. And then float the foot to the floor, float the hands down the side. Breath in, lift the hands up. Breath out, straight leg forward bend, swan dive down to the floor. Try half lift. And a forward fold, forward bend. So again, weight come onto the front of the feet to keep your legs vertical, lift the sit bones up, rotate the pelvis forwards, head and shoulders come towards the floor. Maybe take your hands around the back of the legs. Maybe use that as a bind, making sure that you're okay in your lower back. It's all in the hammies. Pushing the backs and knees away, weight forwards on the front of the feet. Lift the sit bones up, head, chest towards the floor. Build into it slowly. Don't rush it, don't force it, don't put any pressure into your back. It will come to you. It's simply about loosening, releasing fascia, connective tissue. Breathing softly into that space. Seeing where the journey takes you. Okay, bend the knees, release the hands to the floor. Okay, we've done a step jump forwards. Take your feet a little wider apart. Maybe bend your knees, come up to the front of the feet. Push your fingertips into the floor and a little jump back. Okay. If it's too much on your toes, don't do it. But if you're okay with it, if you're okay with squat thrusts, if you do gym work, it's simply a modified squat thrust. It's to add fluidity to your sun salutations, which we will do in a moment. From plank, breath in, exhale, knees, chest, chin. Breath in, cobra. Breath out to the floor. Push up onto your knees. Tuck your toes in, send your hips back. This is one of the very first ones we did, you'll remember. And then drive down on your toes as the movement comes in the hips and below. So as the legs straightening, upper back stays still. Head is between the arms, nice and flat through your back. Lift your head up, look up between the hands. You can walk, step, or float, or jump to the top of the mat. And from here, we'll do that same sequence on this side. So grab and hold, taking your hands around your right calf. Push into the mat with the left foot. Slowly elevate off of the ground. As you come upright, slide the hands up onto the knee. Standing style, soften the shoulders. Keeping hold of that right knee with your left hand and reaching back with your right hand to find this twist. Looking to the side or looking back or stay looking forwards, whatever you need to do to maintain the balance, the stability, the integrity of the posture. And release. Breath in, lift the hands up. Exhale, straight leg forward bend. Hands on shins for a half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Walk back to plank, or if you want a little, jump back to plank, breath in, exhale to the floor. Inhale into high dog or cobra or normal cobra. Exhale, tabletop, downward dog. Cup between the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, float, or jump. This time, draw the arms out, wide up through chair. Draw your core in, inhale. Palms come together, core in, exhale into a back bend. Inhale, exhale down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, hands to the floor. Pause the breath, step back. Inhale here, plank. Exhale to the floor, half plank. Inhale, upward dog or cobra or high cobra. Exhale, tabletop, downward dog. Bend the knees, look up between the hands. Pause the breath, jump step. Exhale, forward bend. Bend the knees, inhale the arms out, nice and wide. And up, mountain, palms come together. Exhale, a little bit of a back bend. Inhale the hands up, full mountain. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend knee forward bend. At the end of the exhale, pause the breath. Jump or step back plank. Inhale, plank. Exhale, half plank. Inhale, cobra, high cobra, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog, tabletop. Couple of breaths in. Up between the hands, bend the knees, and a little jump. Top of the mat. Drop the bum, keep going. Inhale the hands out nice and wide and up. Ground down through your right foot. Slowly rise up, standing stance, and taking a twist when you're here. Maybe making any modification of that twist that you want. All the way down. Inhale the hands up. Exhale. Swan dive down. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, bend the knees, hands to the floor. Inhale, step back. Plank. Exhale to the floor or half plank. Inhale, cobra, high cobra, upward dog. Exhale, tabletop or downward dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Put the head. Get to the top of the mat, your way. And then slowly draw that right knee up into standing start. And taking a twist here. And any variation that you want to try. Inhale, standing start. Exhale to the floor, nearly there. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, come forwards. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, hands to the floor. Inhale to plank. Stepping the feet back. Exhale, knees, chest, chin, or half plank. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, tabletop or downward dog. Option here, if you're really into your sun salutation, taking a foot slightly further forward and a couple of little leg kicks. Just see how you go. Maybe the other leg. Walk to the top of the mat, your arms dangle, pull your belly button in, roll to standing. So, lots of variations in sun salutations. Make them easy, make them interesting, make them whatever you want to make them. But remember, 100 muscles to get from the mat up to standing. And if you keep going and going, you start to build that strength, that integrity. You can start introducing lots of different movements into your sun salutations. And they are really good fun, really good fun. Just remember to introduce some hip openers when you can. So we didn't do much. We did the scorpion pose, but you could always introduce some dancing warriors mid-flow. Okay, so lovely. Hopefully you'll give that a go. You'll practice, 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 and it's great just to do 5 or 6 of these first thing in the morning. Simple ones. Just honestly, 5 or 6 of these simple, basic, straightforward. Whatever you want to do, sun salutations in the morning is such a terrific way to wake your body up. Okay, thanks very much. Enjoy your yoga.